Every video swears you'll live like a king here on $800 a month. So let's actually price the king's month. Right here in Cebu, with real receipts. We'll build 3 honest budgets from the ground up. $1,200, $2,500, $4,000, and you'll see exactly what each one buys. But there's a catch hiding in the cheapest one. The $800 king is real. He just skipped a single line on his budget. And that line decides whether a cheap life is also a safe one. We'll name it before the end. First, what a dollar really does once it lands in Cebu. Here's the plan for the next few minutes. 1 city, 1 grocery run, 3 completely different lives. We'll walk each budget line by line. The roof over your head, the food on your table, power, transport, healthcare, a little help at home, and something for fun. Then we stack all 3 side by side. You'll see precisely where your own number lands. Keep one ear open for that hidden line the whole way. It's the gap between a rich-feeling retirement and one that's a bad week from broke. Let's start at the bottom and climb. Quick word on why these numbers hold up. Our team settles Americans in Cebu every week. We watch these budgets play out in real kitchens, not on spreadsheets. And here's a pattern we see constantly. A $1,000 month can feel tight. A $2,000 month can feel like plenty. The gap almost never comes down to income. It comes down to habits. There's also a quiet edge nobody puts on a thumbnail. A dollar travels further in Cebu than up in the pricey capital region. You still get the big hospitals. There's an international airport an hour away. And a real expat community, Rotary, Toastmasters, coffee meetups every week. All the hub perks, minus the capital city price tag on your rent. So every figure today is a Cebu figure. Somewhere else, the same life costs more. Every budget here runs on the same 7 buckets. Rent, food, and your utilities, which in this heat mostly means the aircon. Then transport, healthcare, a bit of household help, and a fund for fun. Climbing from $1,200 to $4,000 doesn't change that list. It changes how many buckets you upgrade and by how much. The frugal retiree and the comfortable one shop in the very same city. They just draw their line in a different spot. Get that idea, and the 3 tiers build themselves. So let's fill the first one. This is the tier most videos get wrong, so we'll go slow and honest. Start at the floor. $1,200 a month. Live like the neighborhood lives, and this is a genuinely good life, not some survival act. Take rent first. A small house or studio just outside Cebu City runs about $200, water included. Food is where Cebu spoils you. Shop the wet market for fish and greens. Eat lunch at a carinderia for barely $1. One person eats well on a couple $100s a month. A kilo of rice, a bag of mangoes, fresh fish for dinner, a few hundred pesos, and you're stocked for days. Home internet is fast and cheap. Figure 1,500 pesos for solid fiber. A jug of clean drinking water costs pocket change, delivered to your door. Jeepneys cross town for 13 pesos. Keep a grab in reserve for the rain. Electricity for a light user stays around a couple thousand pesos. Run the bedroom aircon at night, skip it by day, and the bill stays gentle. Now notice what's missing. There's no car, so no car insurance and no gas. No brutal heating bill when winter hits back home. That absence alone puts real money in your pocket. It's frugal, sure, but it's sunshine in January. Mangoes off the cart. Not one shovel of snow. Plenty of people are quietly thriving on exactly this. But here's where that hidden line first bites. At $1,200 a month, health coverage isn't an extra. It's the beam holding the roof up. Budget a proper private plan, a few thousand pesos a month, and leave it there, no matter how tight things feel. And they will feel tight. You're healthy today, the dollars are stretched, and cutting it looks painless. That's the trap. Drop the coverage to free up cash, and you haven't found a leaner budget. You've become the $800 king. One hospital visit from losing everything you brought over. PhilHealth helps a little on top once you're a resident, but treat it as a discount, never the whole shield. The frugal life is beautiful with that private line locked in. Without it, it's not a budget. It's a bet against your own savings. But here's the reassuring part. Buying that protection is cheap while you're healthy. A private plan for a fit 60-year-old runs a few thousand pesos a month. Set that against a $500,000 surgery, and it's the smartest money you'll spend all year. So the frugal tier was never about skipping insurance. It's the opposite. Buy the coverage first, then go lean on everything else. Skip the imported cereal, not the shield. That one move turns $1,200 from a gamble into a genuinely safe life. So before we climb higher, the honest question. Which of these tiers is actually yours? On the money you really have coming in each month. Not the fantasy figure, your real one. That's the exact thing our team maps for families landing in Cebu every single week. And we built it into something you can run yourself in 2 minutes. Here's your next step. On our site, hit Take the Free Quiz. A few honest questions, about 2 minutes. It tells you straight if the Philippines works on your monthly number, and which places actually fit. It's free, and the link is in the description below. Now bump it to $2,500 a month. The whole texture of the day shifts. Your roof upgrades first. A modern condo or subdivision house closer to Cebu City runs about $500. Steady water, a gate, a pool you'll actually use. The aircon runs when you want now, not only when the heat forces it. The higher power bill barely registers against the comfort. You still love the market, but a mall dinner stops being something you schedule around. Dinner out twice a week barely moves the total. Fiber and cable, bundled and forgotten. A weekly deep clean, even without live-in help. And here's the piece that changes lives most. Household help becomes ordinary. The legal minimum for a live-in helper in Cebu is 7,000 pesos a month, a little over $100. Just like that, the cooking and cleaning stop being your job. You wake to coffee already made. You come home to a clean house. For about $100 a month. Add a strong international-style health plan, and you're not just comfortable, you're covered. This is the tier where retirement finally feels like the word promised. If you want every one of these lines broken out to the peso, there's a plain guide for $29 in the description, totally optional. The free quiz gets most folks the answer they need. At $4,000 a month, you've stopped budgeting and started choosing. The rent question flips. It's no longer whether you can afford a nice place, it's which nice place. A big condo with a view, or a proper house with a garden and a room for guests. $800 or comfortably past it. Full international health cover fits without a second thought, the kind that flies you to Singapore if it came to that. You bring on a cook and a cleaner. Maybe a part-time driver, so traffic is someone else's problem. You eat out on a whim. There's a car in the garage, a few trips around the region each year easily, and you still bank money every single month. This is the choose anything tier. Let's be honest about what it is, though. $4,000 back home buys a careful, watch every receipt retirement. That same $4,000 in Cebu buys a generous one. That gap is the whole reason people move. So line all three up. $1,200 buys a warm, frugal life with your health protected. $2,500 adds comfort, space, and hands to help you. $4,000 hands you real choice, with a surplus left over. Now look at what never showed up on any list. There's no heating bill fighting a brutal winter. No car payment you can't escape. And none of that slow bleed of a high-cost city, where rent alone eats a whole tier. That empty space is the Cebu discount. It works quietly under every number you just heard. A retiree here isn't fighting the cost of living. He's riding it. That's the part the $800 clips never bother to explain. Run these same 3 budgets up in the capital region. Each one buys a smaller house, thinner help, less room to breathe. The city you pick does half your math for you. Here's the verdict. And it settles that opening myth for good. The $800 king does exist, but only as long as nothing goes wrong. A plan that leans on never getting sick isn't a plan. It's a wager. Skip that coverage, and one bad diagnosis can erase the whole dream in an afternoon. We've watched it happen. It's the saddest math there is. Fold in the one line we kept flagging: real health coverage. And the honest floor for a safe life in Cebu lands closer to $1,200, not $800. That single line separates a cheap retirement from a secure one. Everything above it is comfort. The bigger condo, the helper, the driver, the dinners out. Comfort is wonderful, but that one foundation line, you never skip it. No matter how strong you feel the day you sign. Now, which corner of Cebu fits your tier comes down to the neighborhood, and they vary more than newcomers expect. The frugal towns and the polished condo districts often sit a short drive apart, at very different prices. We don't sell real estate, and we take no commission on any of it, so we've got no stake in where you land. We'd just rather you saw the whole island laid out plainly first. The map's free to open. Full access to every layer runs $39, no subscription. Or, see it with your own eyes. On our site, click the map. All 31 Cebu areas, graded in layers. Costs, floods, storms, and the drive to a real hospital. It's free to open, and the link is in the description below. So there's the real math, 3 budgets deep. $1,200 for a good, careful life with a safety net. $2,500 for genuine comfort. $4,000 for something close to luxury by the local measure. None of these need a lottery win. They need a plan and an honest number. That's the whole trick. That old king on 800 line isn't quite a lie. It just forgot the one bill that keeps the whole thing standing. Pick your tier by your real number. Guard that one line. And Cebu hands you back more life per dollar than almost anywhere you could go. So tell us in the comments, honestly, which tier is actually you? $1,200, $2,500, or $4,000? And what did we get wrong about your number? We read every one, and it sharpens the next breakdown. Because one of these 3 budgets can run on a military pension alone. And if you served, there's a door open to you that nobody else gets. That's exactly where we're headed next. Real numbers, straight from the ground.